All right, guys, we're recording. Again, welcome. This is the Prosperity Nexus team call for Wednesday, July 20th. This is a screen share today, so if you're not on the screen share, you're going to want to go to meeting.prosperitynexus.com in order to kind of follow along with today's presentation. Michael's going to take us through a live demonstration of ringless voicemail. Okay, it's a marketing strategy we've talked a few times about here recently, and something that you really should be doing and learning more about and doing. And it's been working. Okay, more importantly, I suppose. So, and before I turn it over to Michael, just wanted to kind of share with you that we have some, I think, exciting news that we'll be sharing with you probably on next Wednesday's call. That's a goal anyway. So stay tuned. Just another way for us, I think, to make more money. So we will cover that next week. And I guess with that being said, I don't really have anything else. Michael, you want to kind of take it over here?
Well, be my pleasure, Steve. And well, first of all, let me say we have been trying to figure out the formula for ringless voicemail drops for a while now, and we have a formula that works. At least it works for me. So if it works for me, it should work for others as well. So what I'm going to do to get going here, I'm going to go ahead and real quickly, I'm going to start a campaign to a list of survey leads that I've already prepared, so that hopefully before we get done with the call, you can see that it actually does stimulate results. So I'm going to go to my list that I've already prepared, but I have not downloaded it yet. I'm using Google Sheets like we shared with you last week or the week before, whenever that was. But I've got a list here of a little over 2,000 phone numbers. Now, it's a mixed list. They're not all cell numbers. I know that going in here, but the system will filter out and only use the cell number. So what I'm going to do before I go any further here is I'm going to download this list as a CVS file, and it's going to download it to my download folder, which is where I wanted it to go. And then I'm going to go to one of the services we use, Sly Broadcasting, and I have an account here that I use. And we have two different vendors that we recommend. Sly Broadcasting is one of them. I'm going to show you how Sly Broadcasting works. It's a little more simple than the other one we recommend, which is iBuzz, but just to show you how this one works. So here, I'm in here, and you can see I've got a message balance here. I usually buy quite a few message units when I buy, just because I do quite a bit of it, especially these days. So what I want to do is, first thing you have to do is set your outbound message, your outbound audio file, and it tells you over here, if you'll see Sly Broadcasting Recording Center, you can actually do it over the phone if you want to. That's one way to do it. I like to record it offline so that if I need to, I can edit it a little bit. But several audio files in here. I'm going to select the one that has been working for me. Yeah, Steve.
Your audio,
yeah,
funky. Your audio is going in and out. It's kind of funky.
All right, let me call back in. Why don't you pad here for a second? Let me call back in, okay?
Okay.
Sounds like a broadband issue when he was sharing his screen and probably talking over the internet. Who knows? But
yeah, he's doing voice over IP, so I guess he's going to call it on his phone. Yeah. It'll sound a little bit bad. I just didn't want to go through the whole presentation having his voice like that. So we'll take a little break, but I think I mean, Sly Broadcast is a very easy interface. A very simple interface, I should say, and Michael should be back momentarily to go through it.
This is John here. I did a 22 phone broadcast at supper time last night, and I woke up to two, actually three, but one of them was kind of bogus. I couldn't hear anything, but the other two were really good. I've already talked to one of them, left a message for the other, and he's already reviewing the material. I mean, how much did it cost me to do 22? Hardly nothing. I mean, for $10 you can buy 100. So pretty simple. So this is a very good potential marketing platform for everybody to get used to doing.
Okay,
so
I'm back.
So you got 2 leads for like $2, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Something
And I
like
do
that.
broadcast every day. I do short ones every day, and then every once in a while do a large one like Michael does.
All right, I'm back. Can you guys hear me okay now?
Much better.
Much
Yeah.
better. Much better.
Yep,
Okay.
you're good.
Okay. All right. Forget the voice over IP stuff. Then from now on, we just call in on the phone. All right. So
Yep.
back where we were, choosing my message. It's this one right here. So this one particular one's a 2-minute outbound message, and I believe we've made the script available for this for everybody. Actually, John developed this script, and it works extremely well. So I'm going to select that. Then you need to enter your caller ID number in here, and that's my number there that I'm using. And I'm going to select to start it now because I want this to go pretty much as soon as we go ahead.
Just jump in. The caller ID number is going to be your 800 link number.
800 link number, correct. Okay, one step I need to do here before I go any further is I need to upload my list, create a list, and choose a file, which is the one I just downloaded, which is right there, and upload the list. And I'm going to call this SD9 survey. That's good enough for now. And all right, so it is uploaded. It says list created, 2,236 phone numbers uploaded. And so they are now in there ready to go. So now I'm going to go back to new campaign. And since I started it, it's already got things set up in here. I just need to select my list. And once again, that is the caller ID number. If you don't put anything in there, it's going to go out as unknown, which I don't recommend. You don't want to do that. You want to make sure you've got your 800 link number in there, and you want to make sure you test it too, by the way, to make sure it's doing what it's supposed to do for you before you start the campaign. And got the caller ID, so next, and select the list, and survey leads. There it is, right there, the one I just created. And next, mobile numbers only. You don't have to select this, but it's best to select it that way. It can, your slide broadcasting can send numbers to some voice over IP numbers, but usually that takes a longer period of time. I just select mobile numbers only when I do campaigns through slide dial. So next, and the campaign, that's it. That's all you do. It's now done. It says there's 1,109 phone numbers, which it filtered out some that were not cell phone numbers. So that's how that works, and it's done. And now it's complete. It's ready to go. You can see it's in process. There are 1,709 numbers that it's going to dial out of that total list that I uploaded here just a few minutes ago.
Hey, Michael, this is John here. Could you show them? Are you on your reports now?
No, well, the reports. I can click reports.
Yeah, just to show them that it shows the campaign. It says 0 delivered, but that will start changing. Correct. Exactly.
Yep. And that's what I wanted to. Why I wanted to do this one pretty quickly, so that before we get done with the call today, hopefully we can go back here and you'll see that numbers have actually been delivered. Okay, so that's how easy it is. It literally, if we hadn't had the phone issues there, it literally takes 2 minutes or less to do all of that and get it done and have your numbers going out and ready to be delivered. So that's it. Very simple. And then it's going to send a 2-minute message out to every phone number that it can drop a message into, and a percentage of those are going to call your caller ID number, which is your 800 link number, and I'll show you how that works here in a minute also. But all right, so let me walk through that process again a little slower with a batch of leads that and this is what John was talking about. He does broadcast every day. So do I. And I've got an account with Lead Power, and I can access that account here. And I saved I have not downloaded the ones yet for yesterday, and I was hoping maybe today's would come in so I could do today's, but since they aren't here, I'll use yesterday's. So all I have to do is click that CVS file download. It automatically downloads it to my computer. Then I can go to my Lead Power spreadsheet, and I keep every day separate, and I can go back and combine them later and rebroadcast to them or call them separately if I want to, or whatever I want to do. But this particular list, I'm going to create a new sheet. This particular list was for yesterday, so 7. I enter them in here by date so that I know what's going on. And I'm simply going to import that list that I just downloaded. And once again, I'm using Google Sheets. And there is the list that I just downloaded just a minute or so ago. And I'm going to upload that. And I'm going to replace the current sheet and just leave it on detect automatically. It's very, very, very simple. And there it is. That's from download to in a spreadsheet that I can use really quickly. Now, I know that the numbers are in column L on this, and I do it a little differently than John does. I like to do it this way so that I have a record of what I'm doing a little easier. But I pulled the numbers out and I label it like that, and then I'm going to import that list into here, or no, I'm not. I'm going to copy this column right here, which are phone numbers only, over to this spreadsheet in column A. There it is. So there's only 30 numbers in this batch.
Maybe since the list is so small, Michael, why don't you show them how to just copy and paste the numbers in there?
The copy and paste them I haven't been able to figure out how to make that work like John does. I don't like to do it.
Oh, okay.
So I do it this way because it works every time. And
okay.
I'm not sure how he does it, but I
can show you how to do that. I can show you how to do that later, because all you got to do is copy that any number from the column. I'll show you that later.
I tried copying a whole column of them, and it doesn't work for me. Anyway, this works, and download it. It's simple as a CVS file again, just like before, and it's down in my computer. And then I'm going to go back to Slide Dial. I'm going to refresh this, by the way, just to see if we've got any leads in here or drops yet. We don't, so that's all right. We're going to upload that list that I just downloaded again. And down here, create a list, choose file, and that's the one right there. Open and save. Okay, and you can see list created with 30 phone numbers on it. And now I'm going to create a brand new campaign. So new campaign. And once again, you select the audio file that you're going to send as your outbound message. And next. And it has my caller ID in it because I've already done a campaign today, earlier with you guys. And I want this one to go out immediately also. So next. And select the list.
See right there, Michael, if I can interrupt, you see where it says I do not wish to use a list? That's what you would select, and then the next box comes up. All you do is paste them in. It works every time, just so you know.
Okay. Well, it didn't work for me, but that's me. Anyway,
I can show you how afterwards.
Yeah. Well, okay. All right, never mind. Next. And now it has already filtered out. There are 24 cell numbers in that batch. out of the 30, and we're done. And now that one's ready to, it's in the process. And reports, once again, now, we do have some that have been delivered. We have 12 of the 1,709 in that first campaign that we initiated. 12 messages have actually been delivered, and that will continue on until the system goes through the entire list for you. So once again, that is how simple it is. If you want to see the numbers that have been delivered, you know, I don't pay attention that closely to it. I just let it go until it gets done. But you can go use that little, and it'll show you exactly the ones that have been delivered. And you can also look similarly at the ones that have not been delivered if you want to. So that's how simple it is. It literally only takes a couple of minutes once you have your list. Even if you've ordered a list and you get it in like I did with Lead Power, you can go through it very quickly, get your numbers out, load them into the system, and it's all done. So now I'm going to go over to 800 link here. Now you can see now there's 22. See right there, 22 delivered. And I'm going to go over to 800 link real quick and see if anybody has called in yet. Not likely, but let's see what's going on. Actually, one person has called in. These other two were earlier in the day from a previous ringless voicemail that I did. But there was one caller one person has called in already. Now, my experience suggests that you'll get a batch that will call back right away. But I had a call today from a broadcast that I did, or a ringless voicemail campaign that I did last week, early in the week. So, excuse me, they can sort of trickle in for a while. What happens with ringless voicemail? It drops the message to their voicemail. It's there. Sometimes people will listen to it right away. Sometimes it'll be a while. Sometimes people will listen to it once and they won't delete it. They'll leave it in there and maybe listen to it again and again. And then finally, the one that called me today had actually listened to it several times and finally decided to call in, and they left a message, and I've talked to them and sent them to my website. So, you know, it's a really good system, and it works extremely well, and it's very, very simple, much simpler than voice broadcasting used to be as far as setup and executing the campaigns and so forth. So hopefully that was helpful, and we'll go back over here real quick, and we can see if you have any questions here in a moment. But now we've got 45 out of this first broadcast I did, and it'll go on. I would anticipate out of that list having, you know, maybe as many as 700 or 800. Usually it turns out that about 50% of the ones that it filters down to send out to will actually be delivered. So I should have, by the time it's done, maybe 800 or so that have been delivered. So, all right.
Hey, Michael.
Hopefully,
Ed in Texas. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hey, if I could make a recommendation, I just thought about it when I saw you over the 1-800. For people that may or may not know, just added, if you could show how to go, you went and showed who dialed in today. But what about to grab a batch of leads right now while you're waiting for some to go in, folks? You can log into your 800 link. You can go to your call reports, and you can download a batch right there and upload it into your slide broadcast and get one going from people who have dialed your 800 link previously.
Yeah.
Can you
show
how to download real quick just so people know?
Yeah, I can.
From your 800 link system, guys. Just log in, go to reports, and you can get
you have options.
You could select time periods too. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You can.
You could do the last 6 months or whatever you want to do.
Here's a batch from the last 30 days, and you can see down here there's 157 callers. You know, I can filter through those and tell you how many have left messages. You can see there's a bunch of them there that have left messages. But you can actually download. You can export all of those just by going over here to the More button and export. And okay, they've changed it evidently. The right-hand side of the well, we'll not mess with that right now. But you can download those and reuse them if you want to. And I have a gazillion of them from the days when we were doing voice broadcasting, and I haven't actually recycled those yet through Ringless Voicemail because I was waiting on a formula that works, and we have one now, and I just haven't gotten to it because I've been having success with other leads. But yes,
that just came to mind. I just wanted to remind everybody that while you're placing, getting a lead list, you can go right into your system, and I would recommend do it from day one for most of you. If you may have 1,000 or 500 or whatever, but get those older ones as well and recycle them while you're waiting on that lead list to come in. Quick way to practice by grabbing those and starting immediately.
Absolutely, and especially if you've been doing Craigslist advertising or any kind of online directory advertising other than Craigslist, you probably have a ton of people in there that may have called and not left you a message, but listened to part of your outgoing 800 link message, and you can download all of those and run them through Ringless Voicemail if you wish. So now you can see I have 3 that have called in. Now none of them have left messages so far, but but you can see how that works. And our whole point in doing this today really was to show you that the system works. It's simple. There's no real excuse not to use it, and it will generate leads. I will, before that the campaign is done, or the results I would expect out of that campaign that I just ran, I would expect to have 700 to 800, maybe as many as 900 deliveries or drops, successful drops, and I can almost assure you, based on my past experience with these lists that I'm using, I'll get 20 to maybe as many as 30 messages left, and out of those, I've been fairly successful in getting a hold of about 80% of them, and most of those do end up going to my website. So you get people there, and our system will do the selling for you. So I've been just working using a very simple conversation. In fact, a script very similar to what, I don't use a script, but it's very similarly patterned to what John's simple script in the back office is. It's very, 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 very similar to that. And so there you go. That's it pretty much. And why don't we see if there's any questions? And I'll go back over here now. You can see real quick. There's 114 that have been delivered. That's great. It's working. It's being delivered. And then the other results here. So far, nobody's left a message, but they will. I can almost guarantee it.
Hey, Michael.
Okay.
John here.
Yeah.
Hey, since we're recording this, would you be into having me, you run it like you've got the screen, showing everybody the alternative way to just copy and paste like 10 or 20 numbers, and then I can show you how to go to Slide Broadcast and just paste them in? Would you be into doing that so we could record that?
Well, I just don't want to do another broadcast.
No, you don't have to do the broadcast.
Not do it. Yeah.
No, you don't have to do the broadcast. I just want to show how to paste them into the box. So just go to any of your lead power lists and grab 20 or 30 phone numbers and copy them. And once you've done, copy them, and then go back to Slide Broadcast and hit New Campaign.
Well, I will tell you, I tried doing it as exactly the way you're explaining it, and it did not work. The campaign did not work.
I understand, but let me show you how it works.
All right. There's
so
that.
Hit New Campaign.
There's that.
You've got your thing. Okay, go to the next. Select one. So select I do not wish to use a list.
Yeah.
Okay. Now hit mobiles only, like I always do. Go to next.
Yeah.
Good. Put your cursor in the box. Hit paste. There you go.
Well,
You're
the
done.
reason why I assumed it didn't work for me, and I don't want to dispute that it will work for you, but it did not go out because a CVS file has to have comma delimiters in between the numbers. So if it works for you, great. It didn't work for me, is all I'm saying. So
no,
there you go.
Once they're in like that, just as long as they don't have dashes or dots in between the number, once you see the list in there like that, when you hit finish, it's done and it sends them out.
Well,
so at least that's recorded now for everybody, so you can see that all you have to do is copy them and stick it in there.
Yeah, let's just say that. Hey, try it. That's easy.
Yeah.
If you're going to do smaller numbers, I mean, I'm kind of with.
No, go ahead.
You go. I was going to say
go
I'm
ahead.
kind of with Michael. I like to separate my list so I can have some control and remember what I did when. I always date my list and that type of thing. But especially if you're going to do little small campaigns, if you're going to broadcast out that 30 numbers like John likes to do, hey, if this works, it's easier than messing with Excel.
Yeah. And the other thing on when you set because I'm going to help some people do that today, set up your Slide Broadcaster account. Besides going into your dashboard like Michael did, which I also do as well to see what the 800 link messages are, you can set it up so you'll get real-time delivery on your email and text.
Yeah.
So when I'm out in there, the other day I'm out having a burger someplace, and all of a sudden I get 2 texts that tell me I have an 800 link message, and I can just click on it, listen to it on my cell phone, and call the guy right there while I'm on the road, besides also going into the back office. So that's really cool that they do that.
Well, and just to show you, I do exactly that same thing, and the way you make that work is you choose services on your 800 link menu here, and you choose the number that you want to receive notifications from. That's also where you set your message and all the rest of it, which you should be familiar with. But if you want to set notifications, you click this box right here, and you put your email address in there, or
click
John
add.
said, your SMS.
Add notification.
Correct. Yep. Yeah, all you have to do
is
click add, and you can enter it in there just like that.
Yeah, change it to SMS right there. Real easy. Change it to SMS instead of email.
Yeah, their customer service is brilliant. You can call them up anytime during working hours and say, hey, I want to have a text notification or an email. They will walk you through it. They're amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, there you go.
Hey, guys, Ed in Texas, I just wanted to reiterate, first of all, thank you, Michael. This is what we need to continue to do as a team, and why we decided to put this on today. Great job, but I also want to remind the team members the reason we're doing this and showing you've got to understand as a business owner, and you all are, you can't just get singular focused in what you do to generate leads. I'm still blown away by people that come in and they'll be here for a month or two and they're just placing a few Craigslist ads. That's all they ever do, and they'll do it once or twice a week. That's all they ever do, and then they confused when it's not working. You've got to do multiple things, and when it's as simple like this, it's not simple right this second to you if you've never done it. But once you do it 2, 3, 4 times, it's repetitive actions that it becomes, that's just so simple. Drag, drop, boom, 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 got one done. And you need to do some of everything each week to make sure that you're covering your bases. I like to call it fishing in several ponds, not just one. And that way you keep your advertising out there, you keep your multiple streams that you're getting your message out there. No company. Think about the commercials you see on TV. None of them, the successful companies, are just doing one thing. You'll see them in magazines, or you'll see them on the TV. You'll see them in billboards. You'll see them in this. That's what you need to do. It doesn't mean a lot of time and money to be spent, although that always helps. But it's certainly the effort in different areas that you need to get to do a little bit each week. So just wanted to remind everybody why we're putting this on today and what they have to do. as a business owner?
Yeah.
Now,
John,
if you
go ahead, Michael.
If you take a look here, I'm back on reports with Sly Broadcasting. The little campaign that we did last is already completed, and I know that because this little symbol is not available to stop the campaign. 17 out of the 24 that were attempted were actually delivered.
Wow.
So, and that's 17 out of the total 30 that we entered. And I selected cell phones only, as you noticed, but 17 of them were delivered. So that means only 7 weren't out of that 24 list, or 24 phone numbers available. And so far, this other list, there's 228. 242. It changed right there in the front of our eyes. So there you go. That's
guys. Another thing I wanted to add. This is John. I've got several people that I work with that are in different businesses: real estate, insurance, car sales, and it amazes me that people don't understand there's a learning curve to this business too. There's no way a realtor just hangs up a shingle and starts selling real estate. As a matter of fact, they got to go through and take a whole test that they have to pass it. Then they usually work with other seniors and work in other offices, same thing with insurance agents. And guys, I'm glad this is being recorded. The same thing goes on here. There's a learning curve. If you thought when you just signed up, you were just all of a sudden going to have people buying packages from you without any work, there's a actual learning situation that has to go on here. And in the back office, there's all these different types of marketing. Ringless voicemail is one, which we just showed you. And there's a Craigslist learning curve. How do I consistently take out Craigslist ads and work paid markets versus non-markets and write the copy? How do I do postcard marketing? How do I do this? How do I do that? All the guys on the leaderboard have taken the time and responsibility to gradually learn each one of these promotional techniques. And once you master each technique, you eventually are moving towards owning your own business and being able to operate it on your own. And then all you need is the team leaders to do 3 ways as part of our system to help answer questions. But many of you have not realized that there's a learning curve, and get with your sponsor and try to learn each one of these techniques, this being only one of about 7 or 8. So I just wanted to add that.
Well, and the key is this is building a successful and lucrative business like any other business. It's building a business. But once you master it, I got to tell you, you guys know my background. I have never seen a faster or simpler ROI business, a return on your investment, than this is. But you have to do the work. But then it's just, it's like part-time cruise mode, bing, 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 do it, make some follow-up calls. We talk about it all the time. But the front end of this business is like any other business. You got to do the effort, build the business, learn how to do the processes of it. Then, man, it becomes cruise mode. But you got to do it up front.
Now, I will say you can see here from my 800 link there is one message now that has been left. So
within
as soon
20
as we
minutes.
get off the call, yep. So within
20 minutes. So
exactly. So that's how it works, folks. And that will continue on, and I will get calls over the next several days just from that campaign that I just did.
Yeah.
So
I did a campaign yesterday at 4:00 in the afternoon to only 25, and it got delivered 18. And I woke up this morning, and when I turned on my phone, I had 2 text messages from 800 link, 3. One of them was inaudible because the person, I don't know, they didn't know what they were doing. They left a message. The other 2 were really good leads that came from Lead Power, and I've already talked to both of them, and one of them has already reviewed the material. So that was like a $2 expense,
Steve, I think you were going to say something. We did have a guy chime in, guys, on the question. Said David says that the volume keeps cutting out. I haven't heard that, guys. Have y'all heard the volume cutting in and out now?
No, I have not.
David, it must be on your end. Steve, you were going to say something?
Yeah. Well, I was just going to say we got a couple questions if we're done.
Yep.
Okay. one of those questions, because I see David's in the queue, might be that the volume keeps cutting out, but we'll see who comes up here. Let's see.
Steve, how do we ask a question?
All right, you're up. Oh, well, you press star 6 to get in the queue. We do have, I think that might be John in Colorado.
It is.
Hey, John, the floor is yours, man.
Okay. Hey, John, you touched upon something on the slide broadcast, which I wasn't quite sure about. The select a list, and it says select one. What is that all about?
Michael, you want to answer that about selecting this?
Yes. You saw how I uploaded the list into the system itself, and what you're saying, I guess what you're asking is when you're doing a campaign, you walk through the process just like we did earlier. You select your audio file, and I'll get to the select your list here in a second.
That list has already have to have been uploaded.
Correct.
Otherwise, you
and
won't
here it
see
is.
it unless
Here's where we are right now. Select a list. You can do like John does, and I do not wish to select a list. And if you do that, then it goes and you can enter numbers individually, or if it works like it works for John for you, you can simply paste a list of numbers in there, or you can select a list that you have already uploaded. And the way you deal with that is you look right up here. It says Manage Lists, and you simply upload the lists that you have acquired or have been shared with you from your sponsor or however you get them. And you simply say Create a List, and it gives you an opportunity to choose a file and upload it into the system, just like I showed you a little while ago. Did that answer your question? Yeah.
Yeah, I was wondering how that was different. I would do it the way John does. He explained with the cut paste, and I just drop it in the big box, and boom, I go.
Yeah.
So
well, you can do it
okay.
right in this box, like John said. But like I said, for whatever reason, I don't know if it's because I'm using a Mac or what it is, but it does not work for me. So there you go. But I like creating the list anyway, because I've done that, I can go back and just like I did yesterday, I had a list from some time back that I wanted to test yesterday, and they're all here, all the lists, and I can see how many numbers are in them, et cetera, et cetera. And then when I get ready to do a broadcast, I can go pick that list again and redo it if I want to.
Right.
Especially if
Great question,
it's been a
by
good
the way.
one. So
Thank you for
absolutely
participating. Hey, Michael, Ed,
That's all.
Texas. I like to do that as well, and here's why for everybody. Because I want to go back and recycle and do more. I want to know when I did it, the date. I do it like you. I've got that date on there. So I've got a list that I'll go back in about 6 months and run it, but I don't want to dump the same numbers in 2 weeks from now. And now all of a sudden I'm getting complaints. I'm getting people calling me, leave me a voicemail, say take me off your list, et cetera, et cetera. This, with a date on it, lets you know that, hey, I'm not overusing these people, and they won't be.
Well, as an example, here's one I did a few weeks ago, back about a month ago, back in June, to a list of 726, and 353 of them were delivered. If I decide to, I wouldn't do it now, but maybe in a couple months, I might want to redo that list again. And so that they're here, so that all the stats are here too, so I can see what happened. And now I can also download I could go in here and download all of these lists and just download the numbers that were delivered if I want to. There's no real need to, but you can, and upload a list that has all deliverable numbers in it if you choose to. So anyway.
And there's nothing wrong with the way John's doing it or you're doing it or anything else. It's just, I know Steve mentioned it, Michael did, and I mentioned it. I've done it both ways, the way John's talking about and this way, and that's the reason I do it, because I've had the other side where you got bad leads and you keep sending them or you forget, and all of a sudden the people are cussing you out or they're upset. Hey, you just called me 2 weeks ago. I'm not interested. So for me, this is a tracking record along with the things that Michael just mentioned. That's why I do it this way.
Yeah.
Pick and choose what you want to do. That's the freedom.
Now,
It's your business.
No, one thing you didn't cover, Michael, I don't think, is probably it's a good idea to do a test before you actually start your campaign.
Absolutely.
And you would do that in that box, right? That's how I've done it.
Yes.
Put my number in the box there. Yeah.
Just type your own number in. Type your own number in or your wife's and then send it. Yeah.
If you want to do a test, and I do a test every day, I'd already done one today, but if you want to do a test, you simply select the message you're going to use. You make sure that your caller ID is in there, and you want to do it immediately, and you go to, just like John suggested earlier, I do not wish to use a list, and next, and then you enter your phone number in here, your individual, whatever your number is.
Type it in and
just
do
like
it.
that.
Exactly.
And I'm gonna go ahead and do it, and it's going to send me a test. It's going to send me a test message here in just a few minutes.
Ed in Texas, Steve, you're reminding me of something else. Folks, everybody, when you're getting ready to do a campaign of any kind, don't forget to also dial your 800-link phone number. Make sure that you've got the proper recording set as you wanted to hear, and secondly, that it's working properly. Otherwise, these steps that Michael has done, now you're wondering why. You're looking at the stats. You're wondering why hasn't it come through, and the whole time may be a bit of a glitch at your 800 link. Or you may not even have the proper message sent that you wanted to, and so it really doesn't help you. Always test your tools weekly. I can't say that enough. Dial your 800 link numbers. Visit your website. Put in a bogus name and email and phone number. See that it notifies you on both sides. Leave yourself a voicemail when you go to 800 link. Listen to your own message, and then when it says beep, leave yourself at least a 5-second message, because that's what it takes to register, 3 to 5 seconds, and watch it notify you. Make sure your tools are working before you spend the effort to go out and advertise.
Even a Craigslist ad, some people say, hey, I didn't get any, and I checked up one last month, and we opened up his account, and his ad was deleted. I said, you didn't even know that your ad didn't get posted or that it got deleted. You didn't go into your account. You didn't check it. The same thing that Ed's talking about.
Yeah.
Well, that's a whole other can of worms on that. Make sure you're renewing that ad every 48 hours. There's another tip in Craigslist. If you're doing that, make sure you go back every 48 hours. Click on that link, renew the ad, but that's a different training.
All right, we have another question.
Okay.
Hey, Ed, are you there?
Yes, I am.
All right. What do you got?
Yes, I am.
The question is cost. On Michael, on your campaign, is the cost per what's delivered? How are you charged on this?
You are charged for successful drops only, and with slide broadcasting, depending on how many you buy, it's going to cost you from 4 to 6 cents per successful drop. So,
wow.
I loaded all of those numbers, those 2,000 numbers in there. It's not charging me for that. It's only charging me for, so far, reporting-wise, I have, I've got 439 that have actually been delivered out of that batch that I uploaded a while ago, the 2,000-plus list. So,
hey, Michael, maybe you can show them how you purchase pay-as-you-go and pick a 100 plan or a 500 plan, and then you have those on account.
Yeah, and that's simple. You go here and you add. Once you sign up for an account, it's going to want you to add funds right away. But if I want to add more funds, I go here to add funds, and it asks you for what you want to do. And here's your choices. You can add as many as 10 drops for $10.
100 drops. 100 drops.
I'm sorry, 100 bucks. Yeah, $100. 100 drops for $10. The one I usually get is this one, 5,000 drops for $225, which drops the price down to about 5 cents per drop. So if you want to get real aggressive, 10,000 drops, that ends up costing you about 4 cents a piece. So the iBuzz is, if you use them, their set fee is 4.9 cents per drop. So
great question.
And guys, if you have a limited budget, nothing wrong with spending $10, get 100 drops, and then
Absolutely.
do a 100 campaign. Or so like I said 25 out yesterday and got 2 leads, and that cost me $2. Nothing.
Yep.
So there you go.
And the other thing I know happens if you load 1,000 leads in here or 500, and you only have paid for 100 drops, it'll go through your funds. It'll do that many, and then it'll stop. And then as soon as you add more funds to your account, it'll continue on. So it works extremely well. It's very seamless. Your funds very cost effective, and when you at least from these guys, Sly Broadcasting, if you pay for your drops, you usually have them in your account within 30 or 40 minutes. So it's pretty quick. So there you go.
Well, it sounds so cost effective. Even on 500, if you get half that delivered, and you're able to get, what percentage do you think will actually leave a message?
Oh, it's been averaging for me, it's been averaging 2 to 3% will leave a message. So,
that's better than I'm getting out of Craigslist.
Yep. And I'll go back over here to my 800 link account real quick and refresh it. And you can see, right since we started this, I've got four messages so far.
Beautiful.
And so, I'm going to be busy when we get off the call,
Good for you.
Yeah, and I mean, with this, I think we've tried many messages, and they don't all seem to work. But this message that John Novello wrote that Michael's been using, Michael recorded it himself, and I did it as well. But for whatever reason, seems to be working.
Hey, Steve, did you put it in the back office so people can see the script and then they can record it in their own voice, or could you?
I honestly forget where it is. Is it on Google Docs, Michael? I forget where.
Yeah, it is.
That's shared. Yeah, I can put it up. I can put it up on the Ringless voicemail page of the training site. I'll do that.
Yeah, that might be really good. Then they can just go to the Ringless voicemail and try that script out. Hey guys, feel free to tweak it. And remember, when you record a message, you got to be almost thinking like a DJ. You can't be mundane mayonnaise. You got to have, whatever your personality is, try to put a little excitement into it. Don't make it fake, but don't just make it monotone either. So you might want to practice it, and once you record it, listen back to it. And if it doesn't sound good, you can easily erase it and do it again. Keep doing it until you get it right.
And you could record it with Audacity. That's what a bunch of us do, I know. But you can also just call in, and use your phone.
Yep.
So good deal. I don't think we have any more questions. So this was good. Did you have any last words? Yeah.
No, but you can see just real quick as we close here, 522 deliveries so far, and it's still rolling. So get after it, folks. Go out there and try.
One little comment, guys. This is way better than email. You have hardly any control over how many emails get delivered and go to spam, and people open them up. And when somebody wakes up or looks at their phone and sees this, they're really not as annoyed as you think. They're going to look at it, and then they hear it. And if they don't like it, they go out and they delete it. I have not yet on Ringless voicemail had one irate person. Whereas when I did voice broadcasting, boy, I would get some pretty bad ones.
Well, I will tell you, you can see how many just in the last month or so, how many deliveries I've had here. If you look across here, a bunch. And I have not, like John said, I haven't had one single complaint at all. And that's amazing, especially when you compare it to voice broadcasting. People, I think, are intrigued. What they think when they notice they have a message is they missed a call, and they listen, and if they don't want to do anything, they delete it. But it's amazing. 2 or 3% of them are going to press redial on their phone and get to your 800 link and listen to the longer message and leave you a message and give you a chance to talk to them and get them into the system. So that's that's what the process is, and it works. So, all right.
Good job, guys.
Awesome. Well, this is a good call.
Hope it helped.
This video will be up on the training site here. Give me a little while, but we'll get it up there probably later today, and we'll get that script up there as well. And I think to leave you with this is just to just try it. I mean, maybe it looked a little complicated watching this for the first time, but like Ed mentioned, the first time is probably not going to be as easy. You're not going to get 2 campaigns up and running in 5 minutes like Michael did, but by next week or 2 weeks from now, you will. It really is simple once you understand what you need to do. So,
and the other thing, Steve, is remember, guys, Ed in Texas, it's consistency. You must market and advertise consistently each and every week. If you do it, you cannot. And you bring 3 ways to your sponsor or one of us, somebody to help you close it. If you do those 2 things consistently, market and advertise, and bring 3 ways, this business, I promise you, will be hugely successful for you. If you're doing anything else but that, you're not marketing, you're not doing it consistently, you're not bringing 3 ways, it's a hit and miss. Don't buck the system. Make it work.
You got that right. Oh, hey, just a reminder too, guys, we're not running our call tomorrow night, okay? We are, that's part of our announcement that we'll be making next week, but, we're going to be running more webinars, so we're going to kind of table the call. At this point, we weren't seeing the attendance, quite frankly, that we were, that we would have liked to have seen. So we're going to run more webinars. I mean, proof is that, webinars sell high ticket better anyway than calls. So we're going to go to an additional webinar running on Thursdays, but tomorrow is a free night. So we're not going to be doing anything tomorrow night. And so enjoy the rest of your week. Run some ringless voicemail campaigns, generate some leads, and start making some money. So with that,
great job, Michael. Thank you.
All right. Yeah, thank you, Michael. All right, take care.
My
guys.
pleasure. All right, take care, everybody.